program manager for Anthem here locally in New Hampshire. And I wanted to present some information today on your options for virtual access to care through LiveHealth Online and also through our Sydney Health app. You have access to video visits for both urgent care needs as well as some different specialty care needs, including behavioral health, both psychology and psychiatry visits if you have any needs for that, as well as sleep health, lactation support. We have Spanish-speaking doctors as well as allergy support. So I just wanted to review the basics there, but what I really want to spend some time doing is just walking through quickly how to access this, what it looks like, and then answer any questions that you may have. So if you have not already, I highly recommend downloading the Sydney Health app. That's our Anthem app. It looks like this and the login screen. You can download it from your app store. It's very simple to find, and this is the logo and the look you'll see if you search the Anthem app. You would use the same username and password if you have one for anthem.com already. It's the same for our web and our app experience. Or if you don't have an account, you can always register right from the app as well. So once you have registered, logged in, to Sydney Health, you would come to your home screen. You might see some of the virtual visits right front and center. The app is dynamic, so it doesn't show exactly the same for everyone. It will show some different things depending on what your needs are and what you typically use the resource for. But depending on what you see, if you do see that right front and center, you can click there, but it's always found, if you can see where my circle is hovering, under the care tab at the bottom center. So if you click on care, and again, this won't look exactly probably the same for every person as it does in my demo, but what you're looking for is video visit in your list. So if you want to do one of those virtual video visits, care tab in the middle of the home page, and then just click on video visit. And once you do that, you're brought right within our Sydney app, you're brought to that, the option of services. So you'll see medical visits, and you can just click visit now. You can see our Spanish speaking practice. You could click right there. Pediatrics is just a subset of our physicians that are also can help children. So you can just go straight into pediatrics if you have a child that needs care, and not have to fish through the doctors and make sure that they care for pediatrics. Same thing with allergy. It's just a subset that specialize in allergy. And then you have your behavioral health visits with psychology, psychiatry, and you can do lactation consultation. So for any new moms, if you need any support with a lactation consultant, you have that, as well as sleep health. You can do an at-home sleep study right through virtual visits, which is a great feature as well. So just quickly, I'm going to scroll back up to the medical visits. If you click on visit now, that will bring you to a list of doctors as options. Typically with urgent care needs, you don't necessarily need to flip through and find a doctor that might be, perfect for your specific needs. The urgent care docs can handle the urgent care needs pretty well. You can see from the top of the list, you'll see the doctors that are available now, and then you'll see if they might have any patients waiting. So you can look through, you can always read about the doctor and make sure that it's somebody that you'd like to see for this need. But you can also just click into the doctor that's available now. It does always give you the estimated cost, which would be the full cost of the visit at $59. That would be if anyone was on like a high deductible HSA plan. The copay is only $5 for your urgent care needs and your behavioral health needs. You have a $5 copay. So what you want to do once you click in to the visit details, it'll say, who is this visit for? If you have a child dependent on your plan, you can add them right to your own app. So, but if it's for yourself, you would just leave it clicked for yourself, leave it as a video visit. And then they just want to make sure that they have your proper information. So your information should preload right in here. Obviously, you'd want to say, what would you like to discuss today? That wouldn't be preloaded. It should have your insurance details already preloaded as well. So that should be simple. And then they ask for payment information. And then you would just start your visit once all that information is in there. And it's pretty quick. It's nothing too crazy they're asking for. So once you go to start your visit, it will tell you when the doctor is ready to see you. If you've chosen somebody that didn't have any other patients and they, didn't have anybody waiting, then it should only take, moments. And then you just click join with video. And then you would be face to face with a doctor having a conversation. For the urgent care needs, they can look at a rash that you have. So if you have a rash that you need to show them, you would hold your phone up to that. I've had experiences where family members are saying into the phone and showing the back of their throat to the doctor. So anything that the doctor could look at in the office, they can probably look at on video. Obviously, these urgent care needs, if somebody needs stitches, they need to physically receive care. But a lot of our needs, as long as the doctor can look at you the same over video as they could look at you in the office, then they should be able to handle that kind of thing via a virtual visit. And then once you've spoken with the doctor, they may choose, or they may say, a prescription would be beneficial. They can prescribe locally. So before you started your visit, you would make sure that, if you're located in New Hampshire, that you're working with a doctor that is also can, work in New Hampshire and prescribe. If you're in Arizona, same thing. They'll know where you are, and that doctor is able to prescribe locally right to where you are. And they can call in your prescription to a local pharmacy and you can go pick it up. So all of that can be done via a video visit. And once you're done, you would just end the visit and you get a visit summary within the app that you can share with your PCP if you'd like to do that. So all that visit summary information populates as well. Any questions? I don't see anything, I don't think, popping up in the chat, but I will keep an eye on that. The other thing I did want to show quickly is just how the experience would look for a behavioral health visit. So what I actually did is I just pulled up the LiveHealth Online. So this would actually be, if I was going in for a session, our demo doesn't go through the scheduling process. So this is where this is what the experience would look like if you just went to LiveHealth Online, or if you went from your PC through anthem.com, you would come up to LiveHealth Online on the computer. So the experience looks slightly different, but you would just have the same tiles here. And if you wanted to schedule a behavioral health visit, you can see the option to schedule an appointment. So this is what you would see in your app too. My demo unfortunately doesn't allow me to go to scheduling, but you can do all of this through your app as well. You would just click on schedule an appointment. And you can either choose by date or choose by provider. So with behavioral health, you might understand that you may want to peek through the providers, see what their specialties are, whether it's somebody that looks like they would suit your needs. So if you want to just take a peek at the providers first, then you can click into the providers. You can view their profile. It gives like a short description of what they practice, if they have any specific clinical interests, things like that, affiliations, all of that is in there. Then you can schedule right from the provider page and you're looking at appointments just for that specific provider. So you can see there's appointments as early as next week for this particular provider and then spattered through June. You would just want to schedule your first appointment before you've had a visit. And then once you've had a visit with that provider, if you decide this was a good fit for me, I'd like to continue visiting with that provider, then you can continue to schedule with that same provider. That would be the expectation, is that you would develop that relationship with a single behavioral health provider the same as you would in a brick and mortar setting. But you would just schedule that first visit and then meet with them and then determine, do I want to continue scheduling visits? And you can then continue on with that single provider. If you wanted to just choose by date, you can always go in and just choose dates with any provider versus choosing a specific provider. And this also does ask you your location. So you can change your location. You want to make sure that it has the state that you're in, and the provider available and all of that would differ depending on the location. So that is the basic overview of how all this would work. Again, as a reminder, it's only a $5 copay for both the medical and the behavioral health visits. So really low cost as far as checking it out, especially with the behavioral health. It's a really, really great way to have visits at a low cost. The times that providers are available are also often outside of that kind of 9 to 5, 8 to 5 hours. You can find evening hours and things like that. So there's a lot of opportunity for better access to care when it comes to behavioral health. So happy to answer any questions.